Fun Time, the podcast. I'm Big One.
And I'm Little One.
And today we're going to talk about things that we've liked this past week. It's been a interesting week, I think. Kind of light on activities, but the weather is changing. Definitely feels like fall to me. Would you say it feels like fall to you?
A little bit.
Yeah. I know you like the cold weather, and I know you've been enjoying the cooler temperatures.
Yeah, I love winter.
Yeah. Why do you love winter?
Because there's no other season that you can throw snowballs at people.
That's true. It'd be hard to do in summer. You might get a snowball, but it would quickly become a water ball. Yeah. But despite it being a week with not a ton of stuff that we did, we do have things to talk about, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. You wanted me to go first, right?
Yeah. What have you enjoyed this week?
I have been reading a new book. I think it was last week. I talked about Bridge of Souls. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was a book I talked about that I said we might be able to read. It might be a good spooky book. And that was by the author V.E. Schwab or Victoria Schwab. And I am reading another book by them this week. I haven't finished it, but I am reading book 4 in the Shades of Magic series. The Fragile, I almost said fragile. That sounds weird. The Fragile Threads of Power. I think I'm about halfway done right now. But, yeah. It's nice. I really liked the first 3 books, and this 4th one has been... It's been good. I kind of wish I'd gone back and reread a little bit of the earlier ones, because I forgot some of the story and some of the characters. Because I feel like it's been a little while since the previous book came out, so yeah, but I've been enjoying it. It's about magic, it's about relationships, it's about not quite time travel, but maybe like a multiverse kind of thing. Yeah. That's what I've been reading. Do you have any questions for me?
How many chapters are there?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know exactly how many chapters there are. I can look quick while we chat, but I'd say maybe, I'm going to guess 35.
What is, like, the story? Like, what happens?
What happens? Well, so far, we've been introduced to a few characters. Some, I think, are new, and it's kind of setting up the stage for the story, I think. And some of the characters are ones from the previous books, and we are following them around and kind of catching up with them over the period of time since the last book occurred. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, yeah, maybe I'm not quite halfway. Maybe I'm a bit less. Maybe I'm a quarter of the way, which is quite a big difference. But, yeah, so we've been kind of building the story. Any other questions for me?
No.
No. It's I will say I used to read these back when we rode the subway a lot more, and I would read them on the subway, and a lot of the magic that people can do involves blood.
Ew.
Yeah. And people would have to cut themselves in order to get the blood. And sometimes it got pretty bloody. I remember sitting on the subway reading quietly to myself and just getting like a little grossed out by all the blood and feeling.
You will never read that book to me. I will puke.
Yeah, you might like it when you're older, though.
I will puke.
I think your mom stopped because it was a little too gory for her, but I forged through because that was just a tiny part of the book. But I remember being pretty uncomfortable. So far, there's been very little blood in this book. I think just a tiny little bit. But you would puke, huh? You don't like reading or hearing about blood?
I would puke.
You would puke. Well, maybe if we do read it, we'll get a bucket or something or read it outside. but yeah, that's The Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. That's what I've been enjoying this week. What have you been enjoying?
What I enjoyed was getting a boomerang.
Getting a boomerang. Nice. Why did you get a boomerang?
Because I got 2 shots. I got the flu shot and the COVID shot. Mm-hmm. And whenever I get a shot, I always get something, and then I get ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of our incentive to get a shot, even though they're tough, right?
Yeah.
Usually there's been Lego in your car seat.
But I've been saying I wanted a boomerang for so long, and I kind of knew it was a bad idea from the start because that boomerang was like foam,
mm-hmm.
and our dog just ate it the next day, so I only played with it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. We forgot to put it away, and it was on the counter. The cats knocked it off the counter, and the dog chewed it up.
Yeah, I'm getting a new one next week.
Yeah, we'll get you a new one, because that was... it looked
preferably
like fun.
One that's not chewable.
I think we can get the same one, but we'll just remember to put it away when we're done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because from what I saw, it looked like it flew really well. And was fun.
Sort of flew well.
Sort of, yeah.
It kind of just does a circle. And even if I follow the directions, it sometimes just falls onto the ground.
Yeah. Well, throwing a boomerang it's a skill that one has to learn, right?
Mm.
So, I mean, that kind of makes sense that sometimes it fell on the ground because you have to throw it in a pretty specific way, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you could explain how you do that in words?
Okay, so you hold it, and there's a side that has the instructions. You make sure that's facing away from the inside.
Wait a second. The instructions are written on the boomerang?
Yeah.
That's pretty handy.
So then you, grab a side, pull it back, and then you do
Do a what?
You pull your wrist back and then just push it forward really fast.
Maybe like a flick of the wrist?
Yeah. And if you look up, it'll go in a circle, above your head.
Ooh.
I did that.
That sounds pretty fun.
It is.
Yeah. Darn pets in cahoots with each other.
They're not in cahoots.
You don't think so? You don't think that the cats knocked it off specifically so the dog could eat it?
I think they knocked it off because it looked like something really weird.
Yeah. Do you think they tried to throw it?
I don't think they tried to throw it because they don't have opposable fingers, so they can't do it.
Right. That's a good point.
If you don't have opposable fingers and hands, you can't throw anything.
I bet you could still throw something, but it would be tricky. Tricky with a boomerang and stuff. So yeah. What else can you tell us about this boomerang?
It was light blue.
Light blue. Yeah. kind of foamy. It's pretty nice. And yeah, you did good getting your vaccines. So I definitely want you to have that treat. But then you did get ice cream too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they already gave me 2 lollipops. Yeah, they gave me 2 lollipops. So I had 2 lollipops and 1 3-scoop ice cream that day.
Right, you got the lollipops from the people who gave the vaccine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 1 for each vaccine. That was pretty nice. Did you eat both of those?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I got the other one after dinner.
Nice. That's good. What has been making you want a boomerang lately?
No, I just want one.
Yeah, they seem pretty neat.
I didn't know it just went in a circle. I thought you just throw it, and then it just like goes and then comes back.
Yeah. Well, I think as you get better at throwing them, it will go further away from you. I think that one. So there's different types of boomerangs.
Yeah, I think that one's just supposed to go in a circle around you.
Yeah, which, is good. It definitely came back to you. But yeah, it does seem like that one's mostly just kind of to go whoop around and come back.
Yeah.
Whereas other ones, I think, are meant to go further out and then come back. The quote-unquote traditional ones, where it looks like a I don't know, a soft V.
Yeah.
But those ones are usually made out of harder materials, I think, so you can get a bigger throw. That is the tricky part about the foam part, right? Where it's a light material. It will be hard to throw it further, but if you give it a little bit more oomph, I bet you could do it.
Yeah.
And
next week when I get it, you try to throw it as far as you can.
Oh, well. We should probably go to a field or something.
Nah.
No?
Just throw it into the yard across from us. There's so many trees on the other side of that yard.
Yeah.
It will never go past those trees.
Oh, yeah, I just thought a field because then we're not encumbered by anything. It's not going to bump into anything. We have some plants and a house and a couple of trees in our yard that it might hit. I was just thinking if we had like a soccer field or something where there's nothing in the middle, it could just fly as big of an arc as it can without the possibility of hitting anything. But we'll see. We could do both. We could do it in the yard, go to a field, either or, whatever you want. It's your boomerang. Or it will be your boomerang. Right now it's in the belly of the beast.
Beast meaning dog.
Yeah, beast meaning dog. I suppose we should check for that on the way out, huh?
What?
Make sure that the dog passes that. Meanings. Poops it out.
But she already did it.
You think she already did? Yeah. Let's hope so. Let's hope it doesn't cause problems for the dog. I can't imagine. She's eaten so much stuff already. Well, anything else you want to tell us about your boomerang?
Nah.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a light week. But next week might be a little bit different. We've got Monday and Tuesday off of school for fall break, rather. It's definitely not spring.
That's actually tomorrow and the day after tomorrow.
That's right, the next 2 days. Yeah. And later today we're going to stream something. What do you think we're going to stream?
I'm not sure. Probably Mario Odyssey.
A little bit Mario Odyssey. Okay. Sounds good. Well, thanks everybody for listening. If you want, give us a like, leave us a comment, give us a review, give us a follow, a subscribe. Check us out on YouTube at Giant Mega Fun Time or giantmegafuntime.com. And otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.